pattern. It's not a direct line reflection. It actually hits the embossed surface, which is like little rounded mounds, and it goes out in thousands of different directions, because all this embossing is sending the light in different directions. That heat and the damage of the heat is actually leaving the inside of your house at the speed of light, because it's hitting that inflector at the speed of light, is magically refracted and sent outside. So the light inside, like the picture showed of that one thing on the commercial, you can barely tell that the inflector is there. Now when you stand in a certain spot, you may see some light off of it, but most of the time you will not even see that the inflector is there. Okay, we had a request for the presentation. I want to tell you two things. We're recording today's presentation, and it will be made available on YouTube. It's a long presentation, so it'll be in different segments. If you'll give us about 1 week, then we will give you the links to that. If you just want the PowerPoint, you can send us an email at that email we showed you, and I'll be back to soon, and we'll give you the PowerPoint on this thing. So let me, having said that, let me get back to the contact information as I take more questions. But we are recording this for your benefit. How does a roller shade give you any difference in the infiltration when they are not sealed? Actually, we're addressing that in a couple of ways. No, when it is a problem with infiltration, we recommend two things. We recommend weatherizing the window to reduce the infiltration if you decide to use the shades. They will improve infiltration slightly, because when the vertical or the roller shades are completely deposed, then the temperature between the inflector and the window is a different temperature than the inside or the outside, and it will slow it down. It won't stop it. The panel stops it because the panel has a dead air seal. It creates a trapped air barrier. But the rollers will actually slow down infiltration. But what we do recommend, if you have a significant infiltration problem, that you either weatherize your windows before applying the shades or you use the panels. They're not sealed. We're also working very much on right now a roller shade with a track, so it will have a seal on it. And we've created a demo of it, but we're not ready to go into production with it yet. Because sunlight is controlled, has any study been done on the effect on plants? No specific study has been done on it, but we've had many letters from people that had greenhouses or sunrooms. And on the sunrooms, what people said is that they could only use their sunrooms at certain times of year. It would get too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. But they told us that we completely made their sunrooms, their greenhouses, where they could use them year-round, and that their plants performed very well. So no, I don't have a scientific study where we just did how plants grew, but I've got a feeling since we can increase the heat, that we can actually improve the performance on plants. Let's see if there's any other questions. If anybody wants to ask a question, you can submit it now, because that's all the questions that we've had to this point. And with that, I will conclude the webinar and tell you that, again, Inflector, we've got a lot of case history on this product. We've got lots of more detail on the study. In fact, if you're looking at this web information right now on how to reach Keith and I by email, that energyefficiency.dr.com is one of our websites. On that website, you can access the testing. Under Hear What the Experts Say, you can download the different tests and pull them down and study them in depth. They're very, very well done studies. Again, 2 of them are third-party tests, and they do show all the different benefits of the inflector. With that, I'll conclude today's webinar, and thank you very much for attending the webinar, and thank you for your efforts in efficiency and sustainability. And if you do have any questions, feel free. We're very, very accessible by email or by phone, and we're happy to take your questions. So with that, thank you very much for your efforts in sustainability and your attending today's webinar.